All right. I'm not going to show my face. There's reasons for it. Yesterday, after everything I've been through in the state of Texas and how they're protecting the bad guys and clearly allowing my life to be in danger, and it's really there's a logical paper trail, there's a logical timeline, but I'd have to talk probably, no exaggeration, probably 10 hours at least that to make my story clear. It started with having just a really good normal life. I mean, as normal as a life can be, having a beautiful daughter, having a great job at a modeling agency, national makeup artist, doing even at one point celebrity makeup. I went from that to literally living in my car to literally living on a beach to literally living on the street. And sure, the state would love you to say, oh, she's just crazy and, blah, blah, blah. But there's so much to my story that I've been threatened to be killed over. And now that I filed a federal lawsuit pro se about a year ago and put in my 33-page motion some very shocking things about our corrupt DA, about our corrupt Attorney General, about corrupt CPS. And I'll tell you what, I'm no lawyer, but I think my motion on a scale to 1 to 10 was probably, considering I went pro se, I'd say it was a 7. I studied the law off and on for years. I made sure anything I put in that motion to the federal judge, I made sure that it either had witnesses behind it or some way it could be validated through secret, hidden evidence in another state. Now I need y'all to listen carefully. I'm not showing my face because this journalist by the name of Robert Beatty, and I never really, say his name, but I want this out here. There's 2 journalists that have deliberately tried to mentally harm me and put me in physical danger by disclosing my locations or having a vengeance to take me down. One has been, getting away with felonies now for 3 years. That's Wilbur Witt Jr. And the other one is now 6 months proving live that, harassing me, proving that he's getting into my Facebook Messenger. He's now taking private, where you mark your videos, only friends can see it. And I've tested him where I've marked my videos private and it still ends up on YouTube. Imagine a world where you can't even do like this video. I'm being honest, it's going to be on YouTube today. I have no control over my life. I fear for my life. And I know everyone watching this video is going to be like, wow, this is a really boring looking video. I'm looking at a building that's under construction right now. Not the most interesting video, but if you listen to my words and not focus on what's in the background, you need to believe me that I am basically a female whistleblower that provided information to our public integrity unit and internal affairs, and this state has done everything to make sure that I can't breathe. When I say everything, believe me, everything you could imagine, something like out of a crazy movie like Conspiracy Theory, something along the lines of that. Of course, I haven't been kidnapped like whatever his name was, Mel Gibson, and taken underground and shot up with drugs, but it's that scary what's been done to me. It's been on that level of that movie, just not as quite as, well, actually I'd say my story is as crazy as that movie. When you can be beat up by 2 cops caught on camera and forced into a hospital where they force you to shut down your evidence, I'd say that's probably crazier than any scene in that movie. What do you think? Covered in bruises, scars on me from it, caught on camera at Methodist Hospital, and still no justice. That's one of my many, many encounters with corrupt officers here. Have you ever heard of a world where a woman can be in a hospital for a missing fiance and told she was going to get treatment for dehydration, and next thing you know, 3 a.m. in the morning, 2 cops come and throw you against the wall and do a graphic sexual thrust on your butt as your pants are falling off and get away with beating you, and then you're screaming for your life, please help me, and nurse walks in, sees it, and goes, oh my, and runs out, and then I'm screaming bloody murder, shaking, someone help me, in a hospital, caught on camera, because the hospital and ERs always have cameras, and I'm screaming, somebody please help me. And if you don't think this sounds like a scary movie, I'll tell you what, a well-dressed black man came up and said, "Ma'am, are they hurting you or do you fear for your life?" I said, "Thank God you're here. Thank God you're here. Please help me. Call our DA. I'm supposed to have protection. Please contact Sergeant Cephas," or whatever I said. "Please contact Kim Ogg. These people have promised me protection for narking on a couple of dirty cops, and I'm not very popular here over it, and I need help." And this black man said, "Oh, ma'am, I agree. Come with me." And I knew something was strange when I'm sitting there in handcuffs in a hospital. Can you imagine that world? And I'm going, "You got to be kidding me." The black man walks me outside and he goes, "She's yours now," and starts laughing. It's like the creepiest stuff. That happened over a year ago, I guess. And still, the hospital claims that no one's looked at the camera footage. They also came in the room and stole my evidence. These cops or whoever, I've had people impersonate cops coming to my door that the police station say, "That's not a real name. What are you talking about, lady?" I've had constables evict me or try to evict me that when I call back, they say there's no record of that eviction at this time at your house or your apartment. I mean, I'm caught up in something terrifying. And if you think I'm lying, you really need to watch the video Disturbed on YouTube. And that kind of gives you a history of me first exposing our corrupt governor at the time, Governor Rick Perry, who protected my stepdad and mom on illegally kidnapping my daughter. And because my stepdad had been appointed by Governor Rick Perry and a prominent doctor, they got away with CPS stealing my only child 9 years ago, never seen her since. And because I've been feisty, and because I haven't given up, and because I did a lot of radio and even TV twice, and now in major news for a cop being corrupted, I tell you what, I live in a world where people can throw me across a room in a restaurant and allegedly caught on camera, and a cop was harassing me over it to the point where I started screaming, saying, "What the hell's wrong with you cops? Do you see these injuries on me?" And then he made some sort of threatening comment, "Well, I'll call the hospital because I have contacts there." Like I'm supposed to be afraid then to get medical treatment? Well, I end up going to the hospital and they confirmed that I'm bruised up and that I have severe inflammation in my neck. And, I don't even know. Oh, God. Sorry. I don't even know if you can see this. It's dark, right? I don't know if you can see that bruise, but I got bruises there. I got an elbow. You probably can't see this. I got an elbow that's busted up. I got an ankle that's swollen. I'm in a construction building, so I don't care how this looks. I promise you I don't live here. You can see there's only chairs. But I'll tell you what, I won't do videos from my exact location anymore. I live in a world where I'll do a video and within minutes people are posting my address. I'll go on a job interview and then they're putting my location of where I applied for a job. Now let me tell you how scary this is. I can be dripping in blood. I want to tell you a few stories, and I know I'm probably boring you, but I swear to God, I'll do a lie detector test. I've told the state this for 9 years, and they, one time a judge said, yeah, do one. And then when I shouldn't have shown I was excited, when I acted really confident and excited, he changed his mind. That judge is dead now. Well, what is his name? Yeah, Judge Mike Anderson. By the way, the husband of Devin Anderson, who was the first DA that retaliated against me. Now we got a second DA, Kim Ogg, who is retaliating against me and allowing cops to harm me, allowing cops to when I say harm me, I don't even want to get into it. I'm not talking a little push here and there. I'm talking severely harm me. I have been in hospitals before for what cops have done to me, and they're like, "Ma'am, are you seeing things? Do you think things are flying around in the room? What date is it? What's our president?" Of course, I always pass everything they do, but sometimes it pisses off the cops and they'll still come in the room and try to take me away like they did at Methodist. Now, here I am with bruises all over me, beat up by 2 cops. The hospital won't let me go until everything vanishes. You want to talk about terrifying? They wouldn't let any of my friends take pictures. They wouldn't let anyone in the room to take pictures. They wouldn't let me get my own lawyer. They had a lawyer come in and allegedly go to court and didn't let me go when I said I want to go. And the whole thing was a scam. So now I'm being held against my will, imagining that cops are trying to harm me, imagining that I'm believing in conspiracies. And literally on the report from the two cops that beat me up, they put imagining she's on Google. My God, anyone can Google me. Imagining she's on Google and imagining basically a fiance's missing. No joke. My fiance still has never appeared in, or ex-fiance in what now, a year and a half, y'all? And you can look his Facebook. If you don't believe me, just look up Steven Still. It still shows our pictures, but there's no activity. The last date's like a year and a half ago or something. Then there appears to be a fake Facebook claiming he's him. But if you look at it, there's no activity as well. So now I'm being held against my will, forced to shut down about 45 secret videos proving police brutality and corruption. And they're doing on grounds that I'm imagining that I'm on Google, therefore a heightened sense of thinking that I'm someone that I'm not, therefore crazy. Next thing I know, this doctor has gone to the court and got permission to do about anything he wanted to me. And I never knew that we lived in a world that there's actually court documents like that. He told me word for word, I can keep you as long as I want, and I can pretty much do whatever I want to you, including shock treatment and everything else. And I thought I was I was terrified. Now, people raised hell. People protested. People wrote, I guess, the hospital something where he seemed to get pretty spooked. And I told him, I will expose you. And then I had to kiss his you know what, because I realized I'm in the hands of these dirty cops and this obviously crooked doctor. And I knew there was no way out unless I just said, you're right. I'm imagining everything. The government's not crooked. CPS isn't crooked. I worship you. I honor you. You're a God. And I had to sit there and literally act like that before the little punk let me go. Meanwhile, he was treating me for an infection from the assault, and he waited till all my infection medicine was gone. And by the way, gave me a drug that almost killed me years ago that I told him I was deathly allergic to. Oh, that was a mistake, Miss Sharon. I don't know how that happened. You think that's not grounds to sue, but let me tell you something about Texas. They can get away with anything and everything. And I've never seen anything like it. I meet with cops. Look at these crimes. Look at these crimes, even live, that are being committed right now as I'm meeting with you. Ma'am, and then you want to talk about crazy? I got a witness who's working on a project with us right now. And he's not too far away from me right now because I'm scared to be alone. We're at a construction site. I'm not going to get into it. But he saw a cop come to me when I was trying to report stalking and harassment. And he said, Amy, that's not a real cop. I've been in this town forever. That is not a real cop. Didn't you notice something different about his body camera, the car, and the badge? Now, I don't know what to believe, but he's telling me that the last couple men I've met with aren't real cops. And I'll tell you what, I kind of believe it because there's no trace of meeting with these cops. There's no record. I spoke to Lieutenant. So now crimes are being committed on hate crimes against me, stalking, proving my location, putting my YouTubes live, proving hacking, putting these private videos with friends. This one's public. I did that on purpose because I'm not showing my face. But the ones that I've done friends only, it doesn't matter that I have this Robert, this journalist, this evil man that has made it his life to take me down. Photoshopping my pictures, making me look like 15, 20 years older, intensifying wrinkles with photoshopping, making me look 9 months pregnant. Okay, we can laugh about that. I can actually laugh about it because I'm too confident to let that, put me in bed so depressed that I can't move. But what I can't put up with is all the defamation of character, all the slander, and proving my location, endangering my life. The last time they proved my location, someone tried to break in, the police came, and they got into someone else's place that they thought was mine. That was in another city, if y'all remember that. Then I'm in a library trying to study the law, and someone says, my God, your pictures are showing up on social media. I said, I'm 6 hours from the last crime. Are you serious? And I go and look, and there I am looking 9 months pregnant. If you really look close at the picture on social media, you can see it's not my nose. You'd have to look real close, but I have a very distinctive, turn up nose. And I just have very unique features, and you can just tell it's not my chin. The chin is like 6 chins. It's a joke. I look 9 months pregnant, and that's when it kind of first started, the stalking, taking my pictures, falsifying my looks and all that. And that I wasn't too scared about. I was just, well, obviously really ticked off. But then they started attacking, my boyfriend, Johnny, and, saying he's homeless when he wasn't. He quit his job for me and moved me out of the jurisdiction I was in where the police would never help me. What I have come to realize, people can actually put on social media, I'm wearing wigs, I'm following you, I work for the police station you're suing, and threaten me and harass me and have their site called SHIT, no joke, Shit Shack Trolls, no joke, show it to the police, something like 18,000 threats and harassment associated with these trolls. Met the police, met a detective in Harris County, that's Houston, Texas, and they won't do anything. So Johnny quits his job, and next thing I know, I look on the internet, it's, he was homeless and loser and, mentally ill, which, quite honestly, I do think he's having some kind of mental problem from trying to protect me 7 months. There, I said it. That would only be normal if you knew what he's been through trying to protect me and now being targeted. You think targeting isn't real, my friends? It's very real. I'm living it. I remember when I helped pick extras for the movie Enemy of the State, because I've been off and on a talent agent for years. It was once in D.C. and then where else? I think San Antonio, if I remember right, and then definitely Houston, working for the top modeling agency and helping them get, talent and all that. It was an awesome job. I went from that to homeless to no job. And look, the most important thing I can tell you is I went from having a beautiful daughter living in the big, beautiful home in a gated, safe community in a high-end area, Galleria, Houston area, and I went from that to childless, homeless, carless, one setup after another, and the state still hiding it. So what did I do? Well, probably a little too gutsy. I filed a 33-page motion putting it all out there. How this state has deliberately done everything to destroy my life, has deliberately done everything to try to make me look crazy, has covered up violence, has covered up sexual assaults, has covered up everything. Covering up an officer chasing me where I have to run in the bathroom, cut my hair off, change my clothes with witnesses, and walk out whistling like maybe he won't recognize me and it worked. Something like 7 inches off my hair, no joke, and still the state's covering it all up. With witnesses in the store that witnessed everything. Never went and talked to the witnesses. My hell is, doesn't matter what's caught on camera, doesn't matter what a hotel catches on camera, doesn't matter what I secretly tape, doesn't matter what friends that now are dead witnessed, witnesses that are all now dead, all my main witnesses dead. How convenient. But it doesn't matter that they met or walked to the DA's office or met with, internal affairs or what have you. Nothing matters. Everything's being covered up. You think I'm joking that I'm in danger? I'm not bluffing a bit. You think it's safe to be in a world where people can put your location and crimes happen to you? You think that doesn't sound organized? Hey, let's stalk Amy, put where she's living, and then, wow, why did a crime happen hours later or days later? This is a joke. So we're going to stop talking about this because it's like I'm so stressed right now. I couldn't sleep 3 nights in a row, and I've made a decision. I don't know who's going to save me, and I've never been one to play, oh, save me, I'm so fragile, but I'm going to end up dead. There's no if buts about it. The only reason I'm not dead is I've managed to have, for some reason, man after man, to be just straight up blunt, who has done everything to protect me since pretty much CPS illegally took my child. Either they were bodyguards, friends, or later boyfriends. And that's the truth. Now, the best bodyguard, if we want to use the word bodyguard, protector, the best one that secretly protected me ended up dead when he was going to meet with me and supply me with an affidavit or a sworn thing where he wanted to go to internal affairs and narc on the same officer that I was involved with putting him in jail. That's Officer Kenneth Truce. And he had information about the night that we were held gunpoint that I legally got arrested that night and won the case. The state covered up that About 20 minutes before I was illegally arrested, don't hold me to it, I'm stressed, but somewhere around, I can't remember, but they had no paper trail of this cop. They believed he was following me. We were held gunpoint, and he wanted to do a sworn affidavit with Internal Affairs, supply them with evidence that he believed that Officer Truce was also the one that held a gun on us. Are you listening? He ended up dying on his way to me. We were going to meet in a hotel. We were never in a romantic relationship. He was like 27 and, whatever. I'm not going to get into how old I am, but it would have been like practically dating my son. So did I have feelings for him? I'll shoot straight. I did. Did we ever act on it? We kissed once. That was it. Ironically, the first night we kissed was the night we were held gunpoint and the night Officer Truce arrested me. That's the truth. He was a gentleman. We had feelings for each other. We always said the age was too much, and he was coming to me, and I was in a hotel. I don't know what would have happened. I'm just saying 2 years of a man protecting me, drop dead gorgeous, super nice, going to college, working 2 jobs, something like that. And did I have a crush on him? Straight up, I did. We never acted on it. All I know is we were going to meet, look over some evidence, and then go to Internal Affairs, and he died on his motorcycle on the way to me. That's not the first time someone's died trying to get to me or help me or give me information. It's happened quite a bit. My other friend died hit by a car while he was going to pay me back money that he owed me from years ago, and he died on his bicycle. Then I had my more of a friend. We were friends 6 years. We never dated. Then we decided maybe we will date after 6 years. Never even kissed. True story. And then it's like he ends up wanting to be my bodyguard. I mean, now do you see why this would be a movie? Very, very handsome guy, blah, 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 very tough. And he ended up like running so quickly after he moved in with me and said, I can't deal with this. There were people pounding on my door all night. The cops wouldn't help me. I finally secretly recorded it, supplied it with the police station. They wouldn't make a report. I got yelled at for actually trying to catch the criminal because I ran out of my home and chased him in a probably a little bit of an irate state because he had been terrorizing me in my new apartment for like a month. The police wouldn't do anything. Next thing I know, I'm being illegally evicted, and I use the word illegally very, very confidently that they could never sue me for saying that. You see, I filed a lawsuit, or I filed a case against the apartment complex, and they lowballed me, damaged my mailbox where I couldn't get my mail, and apparently went to court without me. Have you ever heard of such a thing? And you're going to sit there and say, oh, this is just hearsay or delusional. Well, sure, they'd love you to think that, but here's the truth. I secretly recorded the post office lady, and she admitted this mailbox has been broken for far too long, and the apartment complex wouldn't fix it. Keep in mind, they know I'm exposing their black mold issue, where a whole bunch of people are deathly ill in that apartment complex, and they knew that I was feisty, and all of a sudden I'm being set up to be evicted and be terrorized every night, because they saw on Facebook that I was exposing the black mold. And that's my personality. I'm going to do what it takes to help people, but you don't have the right to be retaliated against. The more that I prove the illegal actions of this apartment, including their maintenance man trying to go to bed with me, nothing happened, but just the fact that he got on my bed. He got on my bed and said, I'm sure I'm tired. Can I maybe lay down for a while? And I'm like, no. He brings me Menudo, really creepy, at like 10 at night and says, I raised you $1,000 to get you out of this apartment because I know you're not safe. Next thing I know, he's on the roof watching me, looked like he was taking my pictures. A lawyer witnesses it, Lori, if y'all know who I'm talking about. And next thing I know, the police are there with the psych ward people saying, do you think people are out to get you? Da-da-da. And they're evicting me. And I proved to them with my videos that it's no delusion. A lawyer who was my previous lawyer speaks to them, basically telling them, hey, she's telling the truth. Can you believe it? And they forced me out of my apartment. I lose thousands and thousands of dollars over it. Thousands. I live in a world where I have no rights. I live in a world where I can't live somewhere without being messed with. I can't get a hotel room without the police messing with me. I can't put anything under my name. And I'm going, how do you think I'm going to survive in Texas? I'm not. Sadly, I've made a decision that Johnny and I cannot be together anymore. I'm willing to go solo, but I got to get the heck out of Texas. Johnny has been targeted so heavily, and he's sitting here with a broken hand and is mentally not well because he grew up in horrible abuse, and then he ended up in foster care, and he can't mentally handle all the harassment and threats. He tries to say he's tough on videos, but I'm with him behind closed doors. I see him moaning and moaning all night long in his sleep. I see him changing. I see him saying, oh, I can protect you, but meanwhile acting really depressed. And I'm not going to make a decision to take him down. I'm stuck with this. I don't have to bring Johnny along with me, and I'm not. I'm very concerned about his well-being and his mental state. He has been very different since the aggravated assault that we went through a month ago, where the door was forced open while we were sleeping. We had just gotten out of the hospital, and a knife was held at me at one point of the assault, and a metal bat thing waving all around us, screaming, we're going to F you up, we're going to F you up. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen a state, they got out on bond right away. Now their case the jury trial was prolonged to the end of next month. Meanwhile, this crazy journalist named Robert claims he's talking to the very people who harmed me and Johnny, and that he's to help them. And who is this Robert? He's clearly being paid off. But he's tried writing the DA. She can't legally look at it. He's done everything to discredit me to the state. He's called police stations. He's gone out of his way to tell people that Johnny and I are lying, that nothing's really happened to us, that it's all a delusion. And now he's ganged up with Wilbur Witt Jr., who goes by The Butcher on YouTube, who's doing these horrible videos like Blow Me to me. And the police are like, oh, yeah, this is harassment. I'll make a report. And then I'm going, what? Lieutenant tells me there's no existence of anything. Fake cops? Possibly. Possibly. Corruption? Probably more possibly. Oh man, I gotta go. I'm trying to work on a project, and I've been asked to help with a TV show or reality show. I don't really understand it. Helping homeless veterans. I probably shouldn't be telling y'all about it. But I think I'm going to decline that job if someone says they'll get me out of here. For those of you that don't know who I am, I've been an independent journalist for years. I've helped a lot of homeless people and, yes, homeless veterans. And it would be a job right up my alley because I'm so not camera shy. But what am I going to do? Run around and interview homeless veterans and try to help them when I can't even help myself? I need to get out of Harris County for sure. Well, actually, I'm not in Harris County right now. I'm outside of Houston, but I'm close enough that the cops are still messing with me. Or whoever. Stalkers, cyber bullies, hate crimes, destroying my life, but cover-ups, blah, blah, blah. But I'm ready to call it quits. Alone. It's going to be a sad existence for a while, but sometimes you got to say goodbye to love to save someone, and I'm willing to do it. I'm really not afraid to be alone as long as I'm out of Texas. That's it. I got to get out of Texas. I can't sit there and watch people that care about me, lose their mind over the stress or lack of sleep, because you can't sleep well around me. Any weird noise, someone wakes up because they know my story, they know it's true, and they're scared someone's trying to hurt me, and that's no way to live. So then what happens when you don't sleep well? You can go into a, almost like a psychosis, which I don't have trouble sleeping except for lately, and that's just because I can't believe these crimes are committed on Google, and no one seems to be able to shut them down, which makes us think they got protection. You know what I mean? Immunity, something bizarre, which I've witnessed for years. That's my story for years. Started with CPS being able to commit major crimes and getting away with it. Then, I'm not even going to get into it because I'm just too upset right now. Let me stand up. I'm actually injured from an assault that took place. Ow! Oh my God, sorry. An assault that took place in a restaurant 2 days ago. I went to the hospital after a cop pretty much refused to take down what I was telling him. I finally told him, I'm done with you crooked cops, and walked off. And everyone was afraid he was going to arrest me. I wasn't afraid he was going to arrest me. That's freedom of speech. I mean, I guess he could arrest me, but whatever. I mean, I don't see why. I didn't like use profanity or anything, but I did tell the cop off. And I told him, this is so same old, same old. Ooh, you see my funny tennis shoes now. I said, this is, well, yeah, that's a line on my tennis shoes. I actually like them. Uh, oh, God. Anyway, I don't even know. I'm so upset right now. I can't even think. Normally, I don't have trouble sleeping, but I do have PTSD symptoms where noises wake me up, and I do have a lot of nightmares. Who wouldn't, right? But at this point, I know no one's really going to be watching this at this hour. But all I'm saying is, this is going to be YouTubed. All your comments will be probably public. There's no such thing as, invasion of privacy is what I deal with every day. Can you imagine a world that everything you do can be YouTubed? Everything you say can be YouTubed, even when you have people blocked that are doing it. I mean, it's a horrible existence. I'm just at the point where I want to be a victor, not victim, and there's no way I'm going to survive Texas. If you saw all the messages I have where people are afraid I'm going to be killed or I'm going to go missing or something, it's horrible. I guess I can do a GoFund. I don't know. I'm not really good with social media. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Instagram. I should, I know. I'm pretty old school. I mean, I'm a person who wrote a book, like literally old school, like hand wrote a book, didn't type it out, and then it got stolen, and it was exposing what Senator late Nancy Schaefer told me in my story. And, I don't know what's safe, because then I do things on the computer and it gets hacked into. I try things handwritten, it gets stolen. I mean, in my world, there's just no way to survive. Again, for people that are watching, I do not live in this place. I swear to you, you can clearly tell it's under construction, okay? I mean, look, I don't live here, and it's just a room with supplies and chairs and tools and a little place where people can use, I guess, the restroom. I don't even know if it works because I don't use this room. This is where I've been working on a project. I came in at 4 a.m. I'm just at the point where I have to do something 2 hours too early to come to work on a project today, but I'm going to make my alleged boss, whatever you want to call him, someone who wants to work with me on my movie deal, possibly, and, a reality show or something like that. But I'm going to have to shoot straight with them today that I don't want it to be in this deal. I went out. We were going to film out here, and I'm like, I'm not putting my story public on the big screen or whatever in a movie until I know I'm safe. So I'm going to tell them I'm calling it quits, and I went the heck out of Texas. I would literally leave tonight. If someone said, hey, I got good news. I got a job for you. I'm here in California. I got a room you can have for a month just to get your feet on the ground. I would leave today. That's how bad it is. And I swear to God, I'll take my losses. I'll drop my million, like huge lawsuit against Texas and CBS and everything else that I've been trying to do. I'll drop it. At least I'll drop it, for now. Well, first of all, the judge already did what I asked. I said dismiss without prejudice because I knew I wasn't going to win with all the death threats and hate. I knew I'd end up dead, so I had to do it. And I made it clear in the motion that I feared for my life, and that's why it wasn't complete. Okay? It's clear in the motion. In case they try to pull another fast one, anyone can get a hold of that 33-page motion if they're on Pacer, and they'll see my hell. I think it was written out pretty well with the law recited in the motion. Whatever. I just went out of here. I don't know how to put it. I just went out of here. Share this video, the most boring video probably in the history of ever making a video. The most ugly ground because we haven't poured anything to make it a floor yet. But no one lives here, so this is just like a, what do you call it? Like a tool room, something like that. Heck, I don't know. I don't do this kind of work. I'm just doing whatever I can do to get the heck out of Texas. All right. Well, please share the video. And when I know that I'm way away from where I live, when I say way away, I mean like I try to do videos at least half an hour from my location in driving distance. At least. So since today I'm not that far from my location. I'm not I'm not as far as I'd like to be, but I feel an urgency to disclose how much danger I'm in. That's it. I'm going to go I'm going to go see if the other workers are here yet. And I'm going to I'm going to try to, I mean, the thing is, I think I'm reading, try to do the job. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm reading that right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it would be great, right, to have a reality show helping the homeless. I mean, I get it. Homeless veterans, whatever. Yeah, okay. But do you think I'm safe? Every time I have a paper trail, someone tries to kill me. No joke. Rape me, kill me, beat me up, rob me. I mean, it's one or the other. So when people get mad at me and say, why don't you get a job? I'm going, if they only knew my story, because I've literally been in hiding off and on a good, 6 years now? Off and on? And no, it really is an option to get a job here. I know in the real world you think, oh, she can get a job. I'm skilled, highly skilled, college educated, graduated top of my class, national dean's list, had awesome jobs in my past, great resume as far as my credentials go. But no, I don't agree. I don't agree that it's safe for me to work here and make money. I don't agree. But I would like to help the homeless veterans. I think it's a great idea. I can't talk about it because it's not my idea, and it would be rude of me to, you know what I mean, to expose what the idea is. But the money's there, the funding's there, the equipment is there, the camera stuff is there. So I agree. I agree that in the real world, if I could get safe, it would be awesome to help homeless veterans. Y'all know from my videos that I have done a lot of work helping the homeless veterans. Didn't y'all see all those videos I did? And I was standing in over 100 degrees trying to help them for hours and hours and hours, trying to help them get money to get them off the street. Don't y'all remember last Memorial Day? All the stuff I was doing? Sure, it's up my alley. I get it. That's so right on because I'm not camera shy and I do have a way with people. They've told me this. I've been helping the homeless, my God, since I was in high school, really. But I don't want to end up dead helping the homeless, my friends. Do you understand what I mean? It's a little too scary to take this job where my location will be disclosed everywhere. I'm going to have to talk to the one that has the means to do this. He's already up, I'm sure. He's an early riser like me, and I'll have to get his advice. Okay, let me put it this way. I would be willing to do this veteran show thing, okay? I would be willing to do it if I could get into a secured hotel with cameras and everything and someone paid literally up front for a couple months. Yeah, I'll be that bold. And who's going to do that? That's the only way I would do it. And when I say secured, I'm not talking no cheap, whatever it's called, Motel 6 or something, I don't know. I'm talking about the kind of hotel that, I've been to hotels where you would not be able to get past the lobby and cameras everywhere. That's probably the only way I would take this job opportunity is if I was in that kind of a secured environment to get my feet on the ground. Not now, the way I'm living. It's too out in the open. It would be too easily. Someone tried to break in our room a couple of weeks ago. We think it was a homeless man that thought it was a vacant property because we live on a very large, I don't want to get into it, but it's very possible it was a harmless deal, but we don't know. But that's my world where people try to break in when I have paper trails, and it's been going on 9 years. So it's tricky. If you have any ideas on how I could raise money, my first choice would be to be in a highly secured hotel. And that way I could leave when I want to leave. If I sign a lease here, which I'm going month to month right now, if I sign a lease, I'm stuck, or I'm stuck with a big bill, which I don't need after all. I mean, my credit score went from almost 800, and due to all the injustices, I find out it's a 540 the other day. That's a huge drop. So I went from a really good life, literally riches to rags to great credit to no credit or horrible credit. So I'm pretty screwed. And I'm just like, how much more can I take? because I'm a person who had it all. I had, I had the means to go in and buy a car and drop 10 grand and walk out with a brand new Mini Cooper that was illegally taken by set up by the Lake Jackson Police Department. And I haven't had my car now in what, like 9 months? $42,000 car that I paid off, convertible, custom built, gorgeous. My daughter loved it, and I promised her at 2 years old, like she understood what I was saying, but that it would be hers. And it was in mint condition, and it's basically been stolen. If I had the energy to explain what happened, you would agree it's been stolen. Now they scam me and say pay $7,000 or something to get your car back. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me. I was in the hospital, victim of a major robbery and crime, and my car was left behind because the ambulance came, and now y'all won't give me my car back, and the police lied and said I abandoned my car? My God. So now, yeah, I'm carless. I'm jobless. Not really. I mean, look, I'm not stupid. I don't do anything illegal, but will I do a gift of doing someone's makeup and they say this is a love gift, thank you, here's $50? I'm not going to lie. I've done that many times. I don't think there's anything illegal about that. If someone says, do something for me, I do something for you, as long as it's completely morally, right, then I have no shame in admitting that I've survived doing a lot of makeovers. I'm not ashamed to admit that I've done, well, let me be so bold. I've done transgender makeup. I've done whatever you call it, transvestites makeup. There you go. Who cares? Now on Google, they're going to make fun of me today. I don't care. I'm not a hater, Those makeovers I did were actually the most fun because I love drama as far as makeup goes. I used to do fashion shows and all that. I used to be a national for Christian Dior, and I enjoyed the the eyelashes and the drama. So I had fun with it. And let me tell you, I had some of these, well, should I say man, woman? My mind went blank. He, she, I don't know, but. I'm all totally off the subject right now, but I've had them say, here's $100 just because this is the most beautiful I've ever looked for a show. So you know what I'm saying? Those, what do you call it? Drag shows, I guess, what you call them. I don't know. All I know is I had to survive, and this state had me go from doing makeup on models to a really good job to trying to survive and having to do in gay communities makeup. Whatever. Nothing illegal about it. All right, now that I got that off my chest. Would I like a normal job again? Sure. Would I like to be able to see a real paycheck without being afraid that I'm going to be killed with a paper trail and an address? After all, these people posted my address, posted where I was applying for jobs, put it all over social media. You think that doesn't put me in danger? So someone said, do a YouTube doing makeup. Well, that's kind of... that's up my alley too, so I don't know. How do you make money from a YouTube doing makeup? I don't get it. I'm not good with computers. I'm totally, I would call myself an artist for sure. I like doing paintings with my own hand. I don't like graphics, even though I'm doing it a lot. I like writing with my own, I like writing letters still. I like, doing artwork with paintbrushes, and I'm totally artsy, and I'm not into electronics. I'm not into computers or high-tech phones. It's just not me. But I got to learn to do something, I guess, either back to my roots or something totally different to survive. I'm willing to do what it takes, but I think I have to get out of Texas. I mean, what do y'all think? I just think someone just posted I should stay and do this veteran thing. I don't know. I mean, that seems really dangerous to me. All right, I got a lot to think about. I appreciate y'all watching. Any ideas, shoot it to me. Again, I am so sorry for the ugly floor, but as I keep stating, I swear on my life I don't live here. I know these haters on Google are going to put, oh, look at her new home, because they're just so mean. Believe me, if the police ever got involved, they would see that no one's living here. It's ridiculous. Do you know they tried to have the police come and bust me a couple of times claiming I was living in an abandoned nursing home? The biggest lie ever. I was in a beautiful place. At that time, that was probably one of the biggest places I've ever lived in. And somehow a rumor started that I was staying in a big abandoned nursing home. And they actually put all over the internet, they called the police on me. So I'm sure there'll be some setup that I'm living here in this little building or this little tool shed or whatever you call it, but I'm not. and it can be proven. So I'm not going to worry about it. The setups are off the chain. I'm tired of it. I'm not showing my face because they're putting all my private videos on Google, on YouTube and all that, and I can't stand it anymore. When I think it's just between us, my Facebook family, now the whole world can see the YouTubes, and I'm furious. I mean, I saw like 10 videos yesterday on YouTube on my private stuff on Facebook and all that. I'm livid. I mean, how can people that are blocked get in and put your, these videos on YouTube? I don't even know how to do that. How do they even do that? I'm not even that computer savvy to know how to do it, but it's terrifying that I have no privacy and they can hack into my private messages. Be careful when you message me. I'm telling you, they've posted private messages off of Facebook. That's pretty high up, right? Someone said, what? Is this the FBI? Is this the police? Is this the CIA? Honestly, nothing would surprise me. I'm going to leave it at that. Certainly they're protecting them because the FBI, we contacted many people afraid for me, and they don't seem to be that concerned. They just want me to come in and meet with someone. Hell, I'm almost afraid to go in and meet with someone with how rude they've been to my friends and I. All right, I'll end on that note. I still believe God's the final judge. I still believe I'm being protected, but enough's enough. I went out of Texas. All right, bye-bye.